Yes, people, and welcome back to a Yorkshire Lad Talks Football, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are predicting the last 16 ties of Euro 2020. The group stages are done. We had some brilliant games, but now the bread and butter's here. The knockout stages have arrived. And you know what? England have got probably one of the toughest draws of the lot. But I'm going to break down and give you a quick thought on each game and decide and tell you who I think will go through. But before we start the video, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and even leave a comment telling me who you think will progress to the quarterfinals of Euro 2020. The group stages have concluded, and we are straight into the last 16 ties tomorrow. They start tomorrow, and the first one we have, I have them on the screen here, and I'm going to go through each game, but the first one we have is Wales versus Denmark tomorrow at 5 o'clock. It's a bit of a tough one to call this. Wales done really well to get out of the group. They're probably one of the teams you'd have thought were going out straight away, along with Scotland. But Wales have done it now for the second tournament running now. They've actually progressed to the last 16, and they've got potential here to actually go through to the quarter-final. It's a nice draw, I'd say, for Wales, but Denmark are on the up. They had the horrible incident with Christian Eriksen, but they finished the group in style, beating Russia 4-1. And Andreas Christensen, as I mentioned yesterday, dominant display. And they're on form. They're on form, and they've got a real good chance. Also, both sides will be looking at this and going, we can get through this round. So, let me give you my prediction for this. Wales-Denmark. As Wales are one of the kind of home nations, I do want them to go through. I don't mind them as much as I hate Scotland. So Wales, if they can go through, I wouldn't mind it. But I think it'll be a tough game. And I'm calling a Denmark 2-1 victory. Sorry, Wales fans, but that's what I'm going for. Denmark 2-1 victory tomorrow evening to kick off the Euro 2020 last 16 ties. And following on from that, we have Italy versus Austria tomorrow at 8 o'clock kickoff. And let's be honest, there is only one winner here. Austria have been a bit inconsistent in the group. Italy, however, have been phenomenal. The standout side of this tournament so far. Won all 3 games. Absolutely brilliant to watch. Insigne, Spinazzola on that left-hand side, the likes of Jorginho and Locatelli controlling the game. And then they have a finisher in Immobile. So the side is just, it's all round brilliant, and they've got a brilliant manager at the helm to oversee the proceedings. So yeah, I have to go for an Italy win here, and you know what? I'm calling it Italy 2, Austria 0. On to Sunday now, and we have got Netherlands versus Czech Republic. England have just beaten Czech Republic, and you know what? They created a couple of chances, but I don't think they offered too much to the game. We saw them beat Scotland earlier. Patrick Schick's bang on form. Thomas Souček and Kufal, whatever you want to call him, the West Ham lad. They both look good. They don't look amazing though, Czech Republic. And on the other hand, Netherlands, bit inconsistent at times, but they have finished top of their group, and Wijnaldum starting to bang goals in, the likes of Denzel Dumfries, and you know what, Netherlands have got too much for Czech Republic in this game, that is for sure, and I can see them actually winning this, 3-1, so Netherlands 3, Czech Republic 1. On to the next last 16 Euro 2020 tie, and it is staying on Sunday. We have got one of the best games of the tournament, an absolute classic it's lined up to be, and it's Belgium versus Portugal. Both sides have done well in the groups. Portugal in the group of death, of course. I think they finished third in the end. Yeah, Germany finished second. France finished third, but Portugal finished third. They scraped through in the end, but you know what? Getting a draw against France in that last game, it must have given them an extra boost of confidence, because France are the favourites for this tournament. And Cristiano Ronaldo banging in the goals, and he's loving life. So Cristiano Ronaldo, they need him to turn up in this performance. And as for Belgium, Kevin De Bruyne is hitting form at the right time. Romelu Lukaku is world class now, and he's just brilliant to watch. And it's going to be a great, exciting game to watch this, but it's hard to call what to go for here. Could it go to penalties? Could it go extra time? Quite potentially, yes. You know what? Portugal have been involved in some high-scoring games so far. A 2-2. Was it a 4-2 as well against Germany? But I've got a feeling it could go extra time this, so I'm going to go stick it out on the line, go 2-2, and Belgium to win on penalties. So Belgium to progress through to the last 8 of the competition. Moving on to Monday now, and starting Monday off at 5 o'clock, we have another great game actually, Croatia versus Spain. Croatia, they didn't look great against England, but they clawed their way back. And I think they finished third, did they? Yeah, they finished third. Czech Republic got the second spot. Croatia nipped in at third after beating Scotland, but it was always going to happen, weren't it? They were going to defeat Scotland, and Scotland were always going to go out. So yes, Croatia finished on a high, but also Spain did, but Spain, the first two games, they only drew the first two games, and they had the likes of Morata missing sitters left, right and centre, Gerard Moreno missing a penalty, and then Morata could not follow it up, of course. But Spain finished the group on a high. Cesar Azpilicueta started that game. They needed that bit of experience, and you know what? They won 5-0. But obviously, we had a howler from Dubravka from Slovakia, Newcastle player. But tough one to call once again, but I do think Spain will have too much for Croatia in this game. And I'm going with a Spain 1-0 victory against Croatia. Following on from that game on Monday evening at 8 o'clock, we have France versus Switzerland. And like with Italy, we only have one winner here. That is France, of course, the favourites of the tournament. They have an abundance of quality, whether it's on the bench, in the reserves. Jesus, they have such a talented squad, and they're going to be way too much for Switzerland in this game. Putting it out, it's quite a derby, this, isn't it? France, Switzerland, they're pretty local to each other. Opposite countries next to each other. But France, as I've said, too much quality. And I'm going with a France 3-0 victory against Switzerland, and they will progress to the quarterfinals of this competition. Now, let's move on to Tuesday, and this is the one we're all looking forward to. It's England versus Germany, Tuesday at 5 o'clock. It's a bit of an annoying time, really, because we can't go out of a few drinks. Well, we can, but, it's a bit of an awkward time. People are still working, but it's a cracker of a game. It's got all the hype, really. England, Germany, it's always a big rivalry. Obviously, we fought in the World War. And I just think the rivalry's resumed since then. And you know what? We don't have a good history either against Germany. I'm not so confident. We had Lampard scoring that goal in the 2010 World Cup that went over the line. And we were completely just treated like shite. But yes, England, Germany, tough one to call. England, 7 points from the group. At points we've looked good, but at points we've looked terrible. We go through spells of playing really well for about 25-30 minutes, and then we just can't keep up the momentum. I don't know what it is. Is it what Southgate is saying to the players? Is there a lack of motivation? But we just cannot keep a sustained performance for the full 90 minutes, and it's something we need to work on if we want to progress further in this tournament. But you know what, Germany also, they're not the same team as they once were with the likes of Philipp Lahm, Schweinsteiger, Mario Gomez. Oh, God, they had some top players, didn't they, Germany? But they're a kind of, they have some experienced heads in there, like likes of Muller, likes of Hummels. But then a lot of the players are young and upcoming players who have got potential. The likes of Kai Havertz, who's been phenomenal, to be fair, in this tournament. King Kai, we call him at Chelsea. And then the likes of Joshua Kimmich, what a player he is. He's at right wing back. They play the 5 at the back system, so I'm sure Southgate's got something up his sleeve to match that formation. Go 5 at the back. And it's going to be interesting to see who he starts. Will Saka start again? Will Phil Foden come back in? Or will he actually go with the 5 at the back? And that'll bring the likes of Reece James in at right wing back. Probably drop Walker to right centre back. So it'll be interesting to see who we pick. But let's go for the prediction. I've said both teams have not been... Germany have looked great at points. England have looked great at points, but we've looked shocking, both of us, at points. Not shocking, but lacking something. But let's go out and put our necks on the line and say, let's back our nation and say 2-1 England. And that is me putting England through to the last 8 of this competition. Putting my neck on the line, I know, but come on, the boys, we can do it. Now that I've given you probably the highlight tie of the round, England-Germany, let's move on to the last game of the last 16 round. And it's Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, Sweden versus Ukraine. Not a classic by any means, but there is some good players on show, the likes of Yarmolenko for Ukraine. Sweden, Isaac, we've talked about him a couple of times. The young sensation, and I guarantee there's going to be a lot of clubs after him after this Euro competition. Apparently he has like a 55 million release clause. It does seem a bit much, but it might be well worth it in the future. And he actually got young player of the tournament of La Liga last season, as I should say. But yeah, it's not a cracker, but I do see Sweden having too much quality for Ukraine in this game, and I'm putting it out there. 2-0 Sweden, 2-0, Isaac to score and Emil Forsberg to get a goal. And there you have it. They are my last 16 Euro 2020 predictions. All the predictions are in line with the teams going through to the quarter-final of Euro 2020. So it's going to be a very exciting week of football. I hope you like my predictions. I hope you like the video. Please drop a like, and if you're new, please drop a subscription as well, and leave a comment telling me who you think will progress to the last 8. And come on, England.